But I guess we can get started. So welcome to Tuesday Q&A. If you haven't been here before, well, I guess, yeah, I think everybody's been here before. But if you're unfamiliar, go ahead and raise your hand. I mean, it's a little bit different now that we're using Google Meet, but you can unmute yourself as you please. But just try to, not interrupt everybody or each other unless, you've got something that could help somebody else with their question or something like that. But go ahead, raise your hand, and then you can ask your question when we call on you. And yeah, right now we have an open session. I know we just got done with clean show, or it's wrapping up right now. So not sure how many people will actually be here to join. Yeah. I guess I should say to raise your hand at the bottom.
Oh yeah,
raise hand button. No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Actually, people who don't have cameras, but
yeah. I knew that's what you meant, but just a Freudian slip, I guess.
You're good.
We have a funny challenge or issue going on with one of our corporate clients, where on the monthly statement that we send, the tax that is being calculated is not the same as what it should be. It's like 5 or 6 cents off on every statement, and they keep telling us that they're on this intricate accounting program and their computer won't pay the amount, because when they input the net amount plus the tax, they come up with a different grand total. I mean, it is literally cents off. And I mean, I've been trying to get paid from these guys for like the last almost 90 plus days. It's a few $1,000s. I mean, and I'm just trying. I've actually reached out to one of your teammates, but they never got back to me, and it was just before clean, so maybe they were all getting ready and ramping up for the show. So I just left it. So now that I saw that this meeting was up, I don't know if that's something that you can answer, Tyler, but I need some help with that.
Yeah. So I don't have the answer for you. I know that I've seen the ticket and I've looked into it, tried to take an in-depth look into it to see what's going on with it, and I ended up passing it up to our development team to take a deeper look at it, because I think there's a deeper rooted issue going on with the system entirely when it comes to statements and generation dates and types of orders that are being created.
So are you saying that you've seen my specific ticket, or? Okay.
Either yours or another company has a very similar issue where it's like,
okay,
the one is like 6 cents off, one is 9 cents off. But I think Mike also has something to comment on it.
It's something minuscule, and I mean, I was even gonna just manually print it and then go on my Excel sheet and create, the net, the tax and the gross, and then kind of just like glue it on there and scan and send it to them. But I before I do that, I thought maybe we could, I mean, that's the only solution that I could come up with, right? But again, I'm not an IT guy, so please take it with I just saw Jason Corbin on here, so he's probably laughing at me now for saying that. But I mean, anyhow, so yeah, okay, so good. I guess I'll give you guys a chance to get back and I'll acclimatize back after the show, and then if I don't hear back in the next couple of days, maybe I'll just shoot an email to Jason and see if he's had a chance to come up with a solution for it.
Hey, Dino, I just wanted to jump in real quick.
Hey, Mike.
I don't know if there may be a deeper problem, but I have a potential explanation. It doesn't necessarily help you get paid, but what could be going on is basically a side effect of the way SMRT calculates tax. Intuitively, most people, there's two primary ways to calculate tax. I think intuitively, most people would look at an invoice or something, and they would add up all the pre-tax amounts, and then they would calculate a tax rate against that total. This is not exactly what SMRT does. SMRT applies the tax per line item. So it calculates and rounds for each line item.
Oh,
the fact that it rounds each item as opposed to rounding one time after subtotaling is the reason you get that difference of a few cents. I don't know if this explanation might help your customer. I don't know if they have the ability to adjust their system to calculate it that way. And I'm not sure, are you in the US?
Toronto,
I don't-
Canada.
Okay, so I know I'm not as familiar with the Canadian law. I know in the US it's legal to calculate tax using either method that I just described. And we just, for whatever technical reason, way back when we built the system, we opted for the method that we're going with, the line item calculation. So I suppose my advice would be perhaps try explaining that to their accounting department and see if they can use that information to do a better calculation, or just confirm that if they use that method, they get your number, or Smart's number, if you will. And if that doesn't work, we can look at some other options. And like I said, there may still potentially be some underlying issue. I'm not sure. I have not personally looked at your ticket, but I thought I'd at least add that, as it might be helpful.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am like, obviously you don't know me, but I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I've even asked them and said, listen, just, change it to pay me what, the 7 cents less. And they were like, no, it doesn't work that way. They were like trying to make it sound like it was a whole NASA / covert operation here. I mean, I just had to kind of like hang up, because the next few things that were going to come out of my mouth wouldn't have helped me at all. So I mean, but they just didn't want to, didn't want any part of it, Mike. And I get it. I understand what you're saying. This has actually happened to this specific customer previously, and I know that it's been a couple of years, but I know that Smart was able to kind of correct it for us. But maybe they just have to go back and see the older ticket and see what they did. But I mean, yeah, they're really funny people, Mike. I mean, and it happens in business, right? Not everyone is as easygoing as we would like them to be. But
sure,
I've actually tried. I've tried to give a couple of solutions, and like I said, I'm at this point, if we're not able to do it, I'll just copy paste something and then scan it manually and then send them that, and just go that route. But I mean, I'll give it a few more days, and then I'll just get back to either Jason or any one of the team that that I'll just reach out to, and then see if they come up with something. But
yeah, you can go through support. Jason actually is in marketing, so it's not quite his wheelhouse. I mean, he did come from support originally, but he's probably not the most appropriate person for this.
He's the guy always bothered, so maybe that's why he's on my head. So
it could be. I'll see if I can find your ticket and take a look at it, and add my 2 cents if I can, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you very much.
Right. You're welcome.
All right, what's going on, Jay?
Okay, so coming back from the show this weekend, got a few questions. First one, totally unrelated. Why did we switch platforms?
Oh, for this meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because we're running one account on Zoom, running the live agent support, we're not able to run this meeting at the same time.
All right, makes sense.
So if the live support ends up gaining traction and we end up sticking with it, we'll end up just creating another Zoom account potentially, and then we'll be able to go back to Zoom for these meetings.
Okay, and then my second question is, there was attention on AI. So my question is, the things that I saw and experienced with AI in the industry, as far as customer service and things like that, answering calls, does Smart have anything that they're going to do with that too?
So we are looking at getting into AI to help support, not necessarily fully answer calls. I know we tested that. Some people here may have encountered or dealt with the AI bot that we tested, and it was not very successful. So we're looking at, doing our own version of it, and it's really just a way to, one, help our support agents as well as help you and give you a better, faster answer. But we're not sure as to when it'll be implemented or when it'll be done.
Okay, and on the heels of that question, if I use an avenue that will be able to help out in that area, answering calls and text messages and things of that sort, is there like a way that a third party can be involved with that, with Smart, to, because initially it needed database, right? So I don't know. And this is just a hypothetical question.
Yeah. And so are you asking about, AI answering calls for your own company?
Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah, you could totally do that if you wanted to. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it would just be phone directly, as in kind of like an operator thing, like, hey, who are you needing? I know there's some companies that we call that have that where, hey, who are you needing it to be transferred to, or what are you calling about? And then it transfers on its own. So if it's one of those, it might just be through your whatever phone provider you have for your office or whatnot. But as for if it's connected to Smart, that would have to go into API, and then you'd be limited
Yeah.
to what our API can do, as well as you would probably get charged based on API polls.
All right. And I was primarily, my thing is customers getting a consistent answer, across the board. And like text messages, phone is one thing, but to reply back to text messages, I think they're gonna need like, some, where's that data coming from? Where is it coming from? What platform?
Yeah, definitely. I know, working with somebody else who's in here who's actually attempting to do that with the API. Right now, I don't have any traction on it, but I still have more questions to ask when it comes to automated text messages or sending text messages through API.
All right. That's it for me right now.
All right, awesome. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, going back to the show. So Easy, the heat cell company. I was
Yep.
talking to Don, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday, and they have a new Teflon press that you can modify. The other one, it's an upgrade. It's 400 something bucks an upgrade. But the thing was, did you hear anything about that? It's supposed to be able to shorten the time to use on the heat seal.
So since I wasn't at the show, I personally have not seen anything that was presented or shown at the show. So I don't think I can give any comments on that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
No problem.
unfortunately.
The time's
Should have
already
been
like
there.
9 seconds, and they're already like $900 units. So we want to pay $1,300 to get some portion of 9 seconds taken off.
Well,
It may be worth it in some operations. It sounds like a lot.
hold
It
on.
depends on how much it improves things.
Hold on.
And I just want to make sure that we're not going to be over each other because we're in the same house. So it's supposed to be 5 seconds. It also lowers the temperature slightly, but it's supposed to, the base isn't that rubber base anymore. It's more like a sponge base. It's a diamond. They called it a diamond something that's up on the top. So you no longer have that. That has to be changed out. So it sounded like it's one of those, you buy this, you do the upgrade, but you don't have to replace the Teflon anymore up on top. So they'll upgrade it for $450 and give you the 2 pieces that you change out, but it lowers the time to half. And of course, theirs is like, of course, if you're doing silk, now you don't have to worry about burning your silk. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't be putting your plates on your silk anyway, but
Yeah.
so that was
Find a
their
label.
get on it, was that you also don't have to purchase any more of the Teflon. and change that out anymore. It's a
Mhm.
permanent thing, and it's a sponge on the bottom. Like, it's just not that hard plastic, which is different. I don't know how you're getting the I don't know. I don't want to say friction, but the you know, the pressure to keep
Mhm.
that glue on there. I don't know. But
Sure.
yeah, they did change it. Or
Yeah.
they were changing.
I'm curious, out of, I don't know how we might quantify this, but how often have you guys had to change the Teflon
We
on your
change them
presses?
probably every 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. About that. I mean, the Teflon, you can see when it's really wearing out.
Mhm.
You know, the weather, I don't know why it wears out. You know, is it a temperature thing that it just, you know, from the use? I don't know, but it's about every 6 months or so.
Yeah. Yeah, Teflon actually accumulates like foreign particles over time. This actually even happens to Teflon pans and stuff. And so
Okay.
over time, yeah, just random particles attached to it. And the more foreign particles are attached to it, the less slick it is, and the less it does its job.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. That might be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, for me though, I know that when we were at Easy Pie and then we went over to Smart, and I mentioned it, we had a conversation there at the show. And I know I had mentioned it to them about it. And he was saying he was probably just going to have to buy one of the upgrades and for y'all to use it to make sure your barcodes would be compatible with it.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
you're
I'd imagine
lowering
we'll get one.
the amount of time, so it changes your glue structure, everything. So he mentioned that.
Yeah. So we'll probably have one in the office in the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine.
I'm waiting to see. Not that I'm waiting to spend, you know, $450 times 3 units, but you know.
Sure. Did you happen to, did they say what a new one costs? Like the upgraded
They
model?
just said the upgrade was $450.
Okay.
So I don't know if that changes. I don't know if it's $450 for plus on the units or if it just changes the price of it when
Yeah.
you buy it. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
that booth was busy all weekend when we were
Yeah.
there. I was surprised. Every time we went to go talk to them, there was a line to talk. So
Cool.
yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, good deal.
I had a meeting myself.
Same.
All right, Dino.
So am I to understand that Smart has their own heat seal tagging method now? Is it different than Easy Pie, or is it still you're buying everything from Easy Pie and just using the Smart barcodes, or am I not the reason why I'm asking is we still have not gone to barcoding, only because up here in Toronto, a lot of people from in my peer group have told us that, you know, a lot of customers don't want anyone gluing stuff on their garments. I don't know, even though it's like this big and it's tucked away under a hem or something. I mean, people make a big stink out of stuff, so I mean, it's kind of just like one of those things you just don't want to add to your day. But not to get off topic, but does Smart have their own barcoding system, or do you still have to get everything from Easy Pie and then implement the Smart thing? And then secondly, is anyone on here using the Smart assembly conveyor technology? I'd like to know more about that.
Sure. Okay. So I'm going to jump in real quick on the, I'm not familiar with Easy Pie by name. What we do is we order blank heat seals from, I think it may be a few different companies. We have different suppliers that we sort of cycle through depending on who's got, you know, the right quantity of the right variety that we need that week. And we, you know, order them, and then we print most of them in-house. So the sequences that we sell to our clients, we print in-house on blanks that we purchase. So I'm not sure if that entirely answers that part of your question, but that's how we create the heat seals that we sell.
So Easy Pie is the machine. You can get the heat seals from them, but that's the machine that we use. And as far as the assembly, I'm kind of there. Everything is, well, first barcoding. Everything is barcoded in my store. I've had one customer who pitched a fit about a single pair of pants that she dropped off And I have one other customer that we have on her thing, do not attach barcodes to. And it was because she had a shirt that's an inside out shirt. Like literally it's inside out when you wear it. So we put the barcode on the wrong side. And this was when we first started with barcodes. So we had a problem getting it off because we didn't have the solution to remove it properly. And so since then, 5 years later, we still don't put barcodes on her stuff. In my entire store, that's the only 2 customers that I've had that have ever said anything about barcodes. Everybody else is like, wow, that's a really cool system because of the backside of it. I can look at any item that's been there. I can tell you how many times it's been here. I can tell you the dates it's been here. It's just, I just don't get complaints from customers about it. And the one customer who did, I was like, just bring your pants back. I'll take the barcode off. I just don't understand how you can put it on there. And I was like, ma'am, I'm not going to have this argument with you. It's how we do it. I don't understand why you would. I go, okay, bring your pants back and I'll take it off for you. It's not a big deal. We can just take it off. And of course, she never came back. And it was a single pair of pants. Like I didn't lose, a big ticket customer. It just, so I've never really had an issue with them. And my assembly, I don't have the carousel kind. We have all of our numbers hanging. So it really does save a lot of time. It saves a lot of mistakes. I love the system. So.
Yeah. And it's Beth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Beth just explained does reflect more or less the feedback I've gotten from other clients, just about, and I should say really kind of the lack of feedback regarding their customers complaining about heat seals. It seems a very rare thing. Now, of course, if you've seen otherwise in your market, every market's got some quirks. So, it is what it is. But I would guess you'd probably be okay starting a heat seal. And maybe, if you communicate with your customers about it a certain way, they can feel better about it, and you can sell them on the benefits of it. Hey, we can look at your history. We can see what we did to this item last time and so forth. They may see the benefits of that. As far as overall, what we call assisted assembly, or I'm going to dive into the assembly with a conveyor, or even, I should say, just assembly with heat seals. So when you're paper tagging, you're doing what we consider to be basically manual assembly, meaning you're not using the software for it at all. A person has to look at a tag and figure out which customer it is, which order it goes with, and find the other items that go with the same order, bag them up. That's manual assembly. So the next step up from that is when you add heat seals, but basically no other automation, except what Smart offers at the basis level, which is when the items you're assembling are barcoded, in your assembly bay, you have, say, a rack of, hung items or whatever. You grab the first one, scan the heat seal. Smart tells you on screen and in audio, like a voice actually speaks out and tells you what location to hang that item in. Then you scan the next item and it tells you where to put that one. You do not have to know who owns each piece. You don't have to know what order it goes with or any of that. Smart keeps track of all of that for you. So that's why we call it assisted assembly. In that scenario, you do have to walk back and forth to get to the slot. And the next upgrade from that is you get the moving conveyor, which otherwise works the same way, except the slot comes to you. Everything else is the same. You scan it, it tells you where, I'm not sure if it tells you where to hang it in that case. I think it does. Yeah, okay. But it brings the slot right in front of you. And then from there, the upgrades go into like quick sort and metal progetti, like the big sophisticated conveyor systems. And that's a whole other, beast. But as far as the assisted assembly, yeah, you can make some really big productivity gains there. It can help reduce losses due to misplaced items. It can even help you kind of avoid some damages because you have better tracking, and it's easier to clarify what needs to be done to a certain garment, things like that. There's just lots of benefits. And I actually do most of the heat seal conversions. So if you're interested, Dino, you'll probably end up working with me, and I'll be happy to help you out with it when that time comes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? I had this conversation with Tyler about a month or two ago, and we're back to our pre-COVID numbers. Before COVID, we had 12 employees. Obviously, we started from zero again. And up here we got severe lockdown. So a lot of places in the US didn't experience what we did up here, but it was pretty brutal. So we pretty much had to start from zero again. So we've just kind of, after 5 years, are starting to see what we saw before COVID. So we're at that magic number again. And, you know, now we're seeing the growth. Of course, you know, we're also seeing a lot of the challenges that we're seeing now because the flow's a lot more and people weren't used to the pace over the last little bit. Now they are, and they're, you know, and it's also hard to find staff again because we lost a few of our team members during COVID, which we haven't been able to replace. So yeah, we're looking at trying to become more efficient. And you know, I like the idea that once you barcode something, you don't have to ever tag that specific piece ever again. So it just comes in, you know, you never have to worry about what you charge for it, or you know, was it a hand press, was it a custom, was it an upcharge, was it a, you know, white or whatever, you know what I mean? So I really love that because yeah, you know, that extra 2-3 minutes you spend on a client at the front counter, you know, times 50 transactions a day, you know what I mean? That's like over an hour plus of inefficiency, right? So I mean, which takes its toll on everything. So yeah, we're looking at all that stuff right now. So okay, I definitely will be asking more questions before we make the jump. But no, I appreciate the feedback.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, are your employees actually logging in as themselves now?
No, Tyler, they're not. That's a whole other can of worms. But I mean, you know what?
We got to get that. We got to get there.
I'm
That's
doing
going to
my.
create a lot of confusion if you start heat sealing.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm worried.
Because you want to know who detailed.
Yeah, we want
Walter.
to be specific. You know what I mean? A lot of meditation, a lot of home. You know, happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Happy thoughts, you know what I mean? But anyways, no, just kidding. No, we haven't got that solved yet, but you know, I'll be bugging you about that shortly. Again, how was the show, guys? Sorry to get off topic again. I'm just curious. We didn't make it. They switched the days on us. I moved my daughter into her college dorm, so I mean I can't miss that. So usually it's in the first week of July, right? So a lot of Canadians unfortunately didn't head down there. At least, you know, we heard that a lot of our peer group up here wasn't going to attend because of the rescheduling of it. But how was the turnout? Was it a good turnout?
Well, most of our staff hasn't returned yet.
All right.
So they're either wrapping up, or they're on their way back, or they've taken a day off, you know, to catch their breath or whatever. So I haven't heard a lot of feedback in person from our office staff. It sounds like, I mean, even just from what Beth was saying about the Easy Press booth and a couple other things I have heard through the grapevine, it sounds like it was a pretty decent show. I don't know how it compares to other recent shows, but yeah, doesn't sound like anything, you know, disastrous happened. Anything like
yeah,
that.
it's the first one I missed. You know, I'm the president of the Canadian Fabricator Association, so we always like to participate. And like Clado, another Canadian organization, usually has the Canada Day event, and they did not go down this year at all. So I mean, so that, you know, that was another thing too. And then, but I will be going to the Sankosha event in Chicago. The DLI IDC event.
Okay.
Is anyone going to participate there? Thinking about going, or?
I'm not sure if we send anybody to that one.
I know
Anybody
we
in
were
here
at this
playing
one. It was pretty busy. I felt like it was a steady stream of people consistently all the time. It was a good turnout. It was a decent show. Day one, we only got, I mean, we're stopping at booths and talking to people, but day one, we only got 3/4 of the way through the show. We had to do day two the morning of, just trying to get through the rest of the show before we could go back and revisit ones that we needed to revisit. So I thought it was pretty good.
Did you attend any workshops, Beth?
A lot.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
I feel
happy
like
to hear that.
if you're paying to go,
Yeah.
you need to do as many as you can. We actually split up, and most of the times we were in different rooms doing different classes.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm just hopeful that we continue to see the positive growth. I mean, up here we closed 50% of the locations. I'm not sure what the number was in the States, but a lot of us are busy right now because the guy that you were going to ordinarily is not there anymore.
Right.
And they're finding us. So I mean, it's one of those things where the strong survive and are starting to see some of the benefits now. I mean, but which is not the way. Nobody wants to see the industry dwindle, right? But I mean, for the operators that are still, upright, for lack of a better word, we're starting to see some really positive revenue numbers. So which is really encouraging.
Good deal. That's great to hear. James, are you decked out in Get Smart gear there?
Yes,
Are
he
you a
is.
super fan? Is that a genuine Smart shirt, or is that just happened to use? Oh, there's no A. That must be one of ours.
That we got it this weekend at the show.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
brand new. And then the hat, they were messing with him because he said he'd come to the next meeting with his hat on. And she was like, "You have a hat?" She's like, "That's like original OG." And he was like, "I will pull it out and show you. I have a hat."
That's cool. I like that. Good deal. Yeah. All right.
Hey, if nobody's got stuff to say, I can tell you a couple of things I went over at Smart with them at the booth that I thought was interesting.
Yeah. Hey, open forum. Anybody speak up.
Right? Why
By all
not?
means. Yeah.
So we were talking about how us as a cleaners, we use Smart like to the fullest ability. We barcode everything. We fill in every category on every item. So everything gets colors and brands and sizes and all of it. So we had a customer bring back a blouse that wasn't hers. And we also have cameras in the shop. We have 4 at the front of the store and 4 in the back of the store. And so she brought a blouse back that wasn't hers. And we were able to go on the cameras, our timestamps on the cameras match the timestamps on Smart because, it's all. And we were able to go, though, watch her barcode it, use in your main thing where it says customer. And it gives you the list of all the customers for the day. Go back to there for that date, go to the time, see who that person was working on at those times and figure out who it actually belonged to. We literally got it assigned to the customer when within an hour, that customer that actually the blouse belonged to was calling and like, "Hey, I got my delivery and one of my blouses wasn't there." And she's like, "Oh yeah, just, something was, it didn't meet our quality standards and didn't make the truck today, but it'll definitely be there on your next delivery." So I feel like if people really use Smart for all of the things that it can do, it does make tracking things so much easier and solving the problems so much easier.
Yeah.
We get great feedback from our clients because of the communication that they receive from the time their order gets racked, they get pinged. Believe it or not, people are starting to really say, "Hey man, I really like this." Like they're going out of their way. They're saying, "Hey, how much they really like it." Where we're having a few challenges is what I said earlier, and Tyler's actually helped me understand the concept, but we still haven't implemented it yet, but we will. The other thing on our delivery routes, again, because our delivery routes went from back to 0 to, we're at 4 full days now. Thursday is our only dark day where we're not on the road. But if it continues this way, then Thursday will be, filled in too. But our drivers aren't scanning the orders. They're not barcoding. They're not scanning the barcode so that it gets checked out on the manifest. So you come back and it says 15 deliveries not complete. So you come back. I come in the morning. I want to see what happened, and I'm like, "Holy shit! Excuse my language, but did so and so get their order?" And I look back and it's like, "Well, got paid. It just wasn't checked out." So I'm going back and I'm picking orders up just so that it's out of the system, right? Because then the client will keep on saying, hey, your order is due, your order is due, your order is due, one, unless you cancel it out, right? So I mean, but for the most part, we're starting to see a lot of really good things. We subscribe to all the smart subscriptions as well, from the marketing, from the the Google review, the we got the smart screen in our lobby where we're doing the slideshow and presentation show. I mean, the trigger based marketing. I mean, we're doing it all. So yeah, we're all in. We're starting to see that the ones that aren't doing stuff like that, are starting to like. Once a customer comes into our place and starts seeing the communication they get through our system, they're like, "Oh my God, I've been going to the cleaners for like decades, and I'd have to call in whatever." Right? So, anyhow, we're happy.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. We just got a question in the chat here. Will there ever be a way to mass communicate to all customers of one store or agent? This would be very helpful for communicating holiday store closures. So we do, I'm not the best person to explain the options, but we do have some options through smart marketing, including, I believe you can even pay for just a one-off blast. It is integrated in the software, but it doesn't come with the base subscription at this point. That may be, something that may be part of the way our offerings evolve in the future, but I can't say for sure. But if you do need to send a message out about, say, an upcoming impending weather event, blizzards coming, or just holiday notice, that kind of thing, we can help you out through marketing, and you don't have to fully enroll in an ongoing marketing service in order to get that service. So if you're interested in that, you can just, I think you write to marketing@smrtsystems.com. No? Okay, go to your salesman, actually, is the better option, if you know who that is. And if you don't, just come to support and we'll help you figure it out. Get you in touch. And another chat question. Auto prepay. Oh, okay. So basically, auto pay but for prepayments, I think is what Mark's asking for. I can't imagine that has not been requested before. There may be a technical reason we haven't implemented it. I know there are some sort of logistical reasons that would make it a challenge, but I doubt it's impossible. I doubt it's outside the realm of possibility entirely. And I think, tell you what, I will check and see if we have a feature request on file for that. And if we don't, I'll make a new one. If we do, I'll give it a little +1 so it gets a little more attention. Make a little note of that. Mark, that's an interesting idea, but I'm not sure what you mean. If you're so inclined, feel free to elaborate on what that would look like in the chat, or if you'd like to, if you have my email, you can email me or just write into support and share your idea with us.
Howdy, Mike. Sorry, can you hear me?
Hey, yes.
Hi. Yeah, just regarding the payment processing, I figure, because the way that we do it right now is that I look at a report and see basically what has not been paid, and just go manually through them to process prepayment, which helps us get a jump start on anything that needs to be, updated expiration date or credit card failed, anything like that, and then start reaching out to customers. But kind of doing that on a daily basis is always depending on the load and everything. So having a system where we can like just do the auto prepay, it would filter down all the things that I just have to manually all the manual payments that I have to process,
Mhm.
and it really would just isolate it to those issues, because otherwise I have to wait until it's finished and go to racking, right?
Mhm.
Which it's like, I don't know, 9-10 hours later in the day. So that's like the big value add there. But in terms of the API question, I don't know if there's a way to make that happen where I can query that report and then send a API request to process payment for this customer who has not yet paid, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's something I can take a look at. I'm not sure if it already supports anything directly related to payments. I have to look into that. That's an interesting idea, though. Yeah.
I looked through the docs, but I mean, I'm still trying to figure out a lot of it in terms of the docs, but
Mhm.
it would be great. It would be a huge help.
Understood. Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
I have a follow-up question for you, Mark. So you mentioned that you're taking the payment prior to racking. So which part of the process, of whether you mention it in production or in smart terms, where are you generally taking that payment at?
Ideally, I would like to process prepayment the moment detailing is done, but we don't have any other points until racking that I'm aware of that it can automatically be charged, right? Because that's the point when Smart will auto charge the client, right? Once the order is set to ready.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So that's essentially the thing that I'm looking for, is just like, if I can scan it at the tagging station and say, okay, go ahead and charge everybody who passes this point, right? Otherwise, again, I have to just go through a manual report of what hasn't been racked essentially already, and then process prepayment.
Right.
Does
Okay.
that answer your question?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, if I can, just on a
Yes.
somewhat related note, could you? I imagine you probably know the answer to this. Do you? At what date in the life cycle of an order, or what
Mhm.
type of date, I guess, do you recognize a sale? Do you recognize it when it comes in, or based on when it goes out?
When
Do
you
you know
say
what I mean by
recognize
that?
it, when you say recognize it, like,
So if you're
do
going to
I?
put it in your general ledger as a
Yeah.
sale,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that when it comes in, when it goes out, when it gets paid, or what?
Uh, I would put the coming in and getting paid at the same time, right? So
Okay.
the moment we start detailing it, I would like to start processing the payment, so that way we can know whether or not we should already go and put it through the entire process.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So that sounds like you're doing basically what I would call cash basis. And
Cash basis? Is that what you said?
cash
Mhm.
basis accounting, as opposed to accrual basis, is the other method. And accrual with cash basis, essentially it's what you just described. You record a sale when you get paid for it, and in the stricter versions of it, you don't really even have any AR, so to speak. Like a grocery store is a cash basis business. You don't have an account at your grocery store, right? You don't have AR at your grocery store.
Mhm.
If you don't pay for it, you don't take it with you.
Right.
So that's kind of what cash basis looks like fundamentally. Smart is designed for accrual basis, where the ready date is what's known as the accrual date. That's when the sale goes into AR and becomes billable, so to speak.
I see. I see.
The reason I'm asking is because I am putting together, and this is only a proposal. This is nothing official. But I'm putting together a proposal to sort of redesign a lot of Smart's financial reports,
Mhm.
and to do so in a way that is based on the accounting paradigm, the accounting basis that each business uses. So the idea would be, you tell Smart, I recognize sales when this happens, and I recognize the payment when this happens. So you kind of define what your AR is and when things become billable. And I think under that paradigm, what you're looking for with the auto pay prepayments could be possible, and it would actually make a lot of sense to put that in that paradigm. So I just wanted to kind of see how you were doing the accounting side of it, and if it made as much sense as it sounded like it
Yes.
probably would.
What you just described is essentially exactly what we're looking for. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that.
Yeah. No problem.
As far as payments, one of the
Mhm.
things that I see is when you're doing a delivery and or a pickup for any other customer, in the store. If the entire order isn't done, it won't do the payment either. So when the driver scans everything onto the truck, if there is a piece missing from a 30-piece order, the customer is not getting charged unless someone is manually going in and hitting that button to charge the customer. So it's not even charging them for the 29 we're delivering. It's just not charging it at all. So someone's getting all of their stuff without it being actually paid for unless it's manually done. So I don't know if there's a way to fix that, but that would be helpful because I know that's something, just like he was saying, he's got to go through a report every day. James is going through a report every day to see what routes were delivered that we didn't actually get payment for, and then processing the payment at the end of the day manually though. So.
Right. Okay. So if a client came to me and described that situation and just was looking for general solutions, first thing I would do is say, okay, why is that last piece dragging? Is there room for improvement there? Second thing I would wonder is there any particular reason, and there are plenty of reasonable answers to this question, but why are we going ahead and delivering a not quite complete order? And the third thing I would point out is you can actually split the order so that the pieces that are complete become a complete order and can get charged. And then the piece that one piece or even a few pieces that aren't complete go into a different order, and then that can be delivered separately and charged separately.
So the first part is I don't always have control because I'm a drop. So if I didn't pick everything up from the plant, I don't get it back. Wow, everybody just went away. So that's that part of it. The second was, I don't remember what the second part was that you said.
So why are we holding it back? Oh yeah, and then excuse me, gosh. So the second
why are we not delivering a complete order?
2A and 2B.
Yeah, so we're gonna deliver whatever's ready, regardless. Because it's a delivery customer. So if I have the majority, if I have even 4 pieces of their order, I'm gonna get back to them what is done. And then my third one, I know that we can split an order. It wasn't something that we've readily done.
It's still a manual intervention.
Implement.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal to implement. Because we're putting notes on it saying, hey, we kept one of your pieces. So it's not missing. I know I have it, I have it. So at that point, instead of putting the note, we could still put the note on it, but split it. So I guess that is something that I could implement. We just haven't.
Yeah. And that would probably improve cash flow at least a little bit. Now, it may not make a substantial difference. It may just bring things forward a few days, but that's something.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that might be worth looking at. Cool.
Sorry, real quick. I was looking up in the API documentation for Mark, and I think it is going to be possible to do a payment through API just using order ID. Just from what I just briefly looked at, I need to go back and double check though to see what other factors are in it, but it looks like you can just put in the types of order IDs or a list of them if you were to call it, and it should be able to process the payment, but I'll double check it for you.
Cool. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, I'll look at that too. Is there a specific subcategory you saw that under?
Yeah, I just looked under actions and it was create payment input, but I have a feeling that could mean 2 different things. So
I recall seeing that one. I was curious myself, but it depends. A lot of the docs, I'm reading it and I'm like, man, I could read this 3 different ways.
Exactly. Yeah. Because exactly. I think there was one other thing that I looked at too, but I'll double check for you because I got to talk to him about the texting thing as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jay.
KPI question. Is there somewhere in the help center where you can get, information on how to create KPIs? Like it looks a little daunting going in there and trying to create one.
I actually don't know if there is a guide to or a how-to guide because it's very in depth if we do have one.
Right. Right.
There's a very basic, sorry, Tyler,
No,
Jason.
you're good.
There's a very basic, like it'll go over some of the key points, the main spots, but there's not an in-depth KPI walkthrough.
Okay.
Like they'll give you some of the base overlay, but that's pretty much it. I think we still need to get that updated.
Right now, the way I'm doing it, I'm ignoring you guys because I'm like, all right, I don't think I did that right, and I'm on the phone, or so.
No, yeah, I mean, the best information that I can give you is to know what you want to find, or to kind of like question yourself, like, what am I looking for? What is the information that I'm needing to find? And then kind of toying with because reports are nothing but just finding information. So you're just searching for information. So just going in there and playing around and clicking buttons is totally fine. And I encourage people to do it, definitely. Probably the two things that, well, I should say the three big reports that you're going to be looking at, or that I generally see people wanting to do, is customers, orders, and items. Those are the three different ones. And then you're going through and filtering out each individual thing. For instance, if you go to active customers, or you see that is active, that doesn't mean they are what we label as an active customer, may be different to what you label an active customer. That just strictly means, are they deactive in your database, or are they active in your database? That's it. That's all that means. So generally we don't really look at those, or we don't really look at that filter, just because not many people have a lot of deactivated customers. But that's just a short, quick example. But it's okay to go into KPI config and kind of just click around.
Play around with it.
Yeah, 100%. Mike's computer died, so that's good. So he wanted to say goodbye. Yeah, but if we don't have any other questions or anything, I think we can go ahead and wrap it up from here. And yeah, I think this was a very good Q&A session, definitely. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. See ya.
Bye.